Hey, what's going on, everyone? This is Dalton at Dalt1095, which is another Transformers video, and today we're taking a look at something I've been waiting for quite a while, and that is going to be the Takara T-Spark 40th Selection Cybertron Leader Lio Convoy. Of course, this is done primarily by Takara Tomy. It is a retool, very heavily modified retool of the legacy Lio Prime, Lio Convoy, whichever you want to refer to it as, in a much more anime accurate color scheme and with some tweaks done. Of course, like I said, modified the head, the claws. So let's go ahead and take a look around here. It's very much inspired by the original packaging. So we get the flip out claws, the blasters flipping out, the Energon Matrix, and the Lion Typhoon, which you can replicate here on the back. There's that right there. So yeah, let's go ahead and get this guy opened and check him out. And here we have the T-Spark Lio Convoy out of his packaging. And again, looks absolutely beautiful. I am so glad I was able to get this. And they've done quite a bit here to improve on what Hasbro did with their release of Lio Prime. Now, mine does have toy hex stickers, so it does have some areas picked out with like the white here to cover up that little bit of red, and then of course, stickers back here on the robot mode details, but we'll get into that when we get into robot mode. But you can see here how much of a difference this makes. So in place of the weird kind of yellowy plastic, you got this nice kind of goldish bronze plastic for the tail. Same thing with, can't really see it here in robot mode, but some of the inner parts, but we'll get into that. The claws, or the lion claw gimmick, is a larger piece here on the Takara release, and here on the Hasbro they are backwards and much smaller. But I guess we'll go ahead and show that feature off. So yeah, better detail here with the Takara version. Also got a much brighter, more brilliant shade of gold for the claws and the mane. And yeah, the biggest difference is, of course, the beast mode head, which, yeah, much more anime accurate here, sort of like what the MP has, although this actually does look better than the MP in my opinion. I mean, just the whole overall beast mode is better than the Masterpiece, so. But putting him aside, you do have an opening jaw. Opens better than the Hasbro version. Does have the teeth painted kind of an off-white, and then you got pink on the inside for the tongue. Of course, you got the black for the nose and black around the irises for the eyes. And again, some of that beautiful gold paint all throughout the mane, which this whole headpiece is completely new. Allows for some interesting features, such as his weapons, which I do have stored right here. So you can take these and plug them in on the top of this mane to look like they are coming out and firing. Although, for this portion of the lion beam, it actually needs to be these blasters. So I don't know why Takara decided to go about it this way with these, or with these instead of these, or just all four. So find that a little bit strange of a design choice, but I mean, it's not the end of the world. I just wish they would have given them all four blasters. All right, so yeah, go ahead and remove this. Another thing I wish they would have added is this blaster here. Now, this did come with my Nemesis Lio Prime, or if you prefer, Copy Convoy, but I went ahead and painted it up to look as close to the anime model as possible. So I might go ahead and give this to him, as well as paint up the blasters from this one to match the anime. So we'll do comparisons with that when we get to the comparison with MP, because I'm not transforming the MP to beast mode. Let's just state that right here, right now, because that's a whole other thing. So Anyways, transformation on this, same as the last couple times we've looked at this mold, although there is some changes here with this. So go ahead and lift up the midsection here, pull this back, pull this up, flip the tail in to flip out the false tail, or as people have pointed out, a bird beak. Straighten out the legs, rotate at the thigh, and then rotate at the ankle, flip out the heel. So on this side, bring that all down, rotate, rotate, flip, straighten out the leg. There we go. Then there is that portion. We'll take the arms here and untab them from the sides here, which do have this newly molded piece for the mane. Go over the changed molding and paints soon enough. Bring that down. Open up this, flip out the head, and rotate. Now, unfortunately, something I've noticed, and a lot of other people have as well, is the paint has started chipping on the inside of this upper torso piece. And I don't know why, but that is just not wanting to stay where it's supposed to. There we go. Make sure no paint came off of my fingers. Just rotate this chest piece or inner piece around, close that. We'll take this whole back assembly here, bring it back, rotate this 90 degrees to the side. I will give you clearance to flip the fist out, untab these sections here, bring this whole arm assembly down, flip that to about there. We have more room to work here because we don't have the mane to deal with. Out of the way, bring that down, flip that up, close that. So bring this down, close that side, and now it's just a matter of straightening out the arms, bringing this headpiece up, collapsing the backpack down, actually, yeah, down to like that. Bring the shoulder pad up here. Fold this piece down just like that. Yeah. Then bring these sections around like this. Close that up to hide the forelegs of the lion. Helps to get the claw out of the way first. Close that up. That and there. And there we have Lio Convoy in his robot mode. So you can see the biggest changes to this, of course, are the more vibrant colors of red, gold, some more here on the waist, as well as the completed abdomen fully painted in there. Get the maximal symbol here, which was on the original. Open that up, you have a fully painted Energon matrix in there. You do have very nice metallic blue paint here on the chest, and of course the beautiful metallic paint here on the robot mode. Don't know what's going on here. Okay, sorry about that. Some like live editing. I don't know. For me, the video's coming out way darker than it should be, so I don't know what is going on with that. But yeah, overall, very beautifully painted, and it is just a shame that some of that paint you can see there has scratched off of the back and the top corner there. But overall, still very good. He does maintain same features of the flip out lion claws. Fold those back. It does have these that can flip forward, so you can add the blasters onto here, which, you know, these are the correct ones that go here. And like I said, if you want, give him the blaster, kind of give him that look from the Masterpiece. You can see how they look together. I mean, the Masterpiece is definitely, in my opinion, still very good, but still kind of flawed in a lot of its design elements, but I still really enjoy it. But overall, here he is with the Hasbro version. Of course, does have toy hex stickers, like I said. So a lot of these details are just added just for the sake of adding detail. I don't think any version of Lio Prime ever had this much detail on them before. I honestly don't know where all this came from. So if you work at Toy Hacks and you watch my videos, please let me know where you get some of the ideas for this sticker set. I don't hate it. I want to know where it's from. So there's that. Of course, you can still do the gimmick here. And again, just the colors are so much better on this new release. The gold paint for all the main pieces, the gold, darker gold claws. And you even get some paint here on the inner thighs that was lacking on the Hasbro version. Metallic blue on the waist, and then you get the red plastic with the silver discs on the shoulders. And then, of course, with the new lion head comes a new gimmick. You flip out all these, flip this center one up, and you get the Lion Typhoon, which even with the MP was missing. Now, this is just loose piece of plastic that can spin around, but still very awesome that they included that as a feature. You can just fold these back down. They will just tab back on, and you still got ports right here. So if you want to hide the blasters in the main, I believe you can still hide them in there. Yeah, well, they just come off anyway, so I honestly don't know why those pegs are still there. Maybe they intended to include the other blasters and just couldn't. But who knows? Like I said, I might take the smaller ones from the Hasbro Lio Prime and put them on this, because they do look like the blasters that they need to be. And, okay. So yeah, they had to remold this so they wouldn't be able to fit those in the main anyways. That's why. Okay. Interesting. So even though these look like the blasters that come out of the main, huh. Well then, I guess I should have done my research. But hey, not everyone's perfect. So I will admit when I was wrong, and I was wrong. But still, would have been nice if they included all four, and of course the blaster that the MP came with. Articulation is all the same. Still get a ball jointed head, albeit very tight on this copy. You get full range at the shoulders, though the pads do get in the way. Bicep swivel, 90 at the elbow, nothing at the wrist due to how they fold down. Do get a waist swivel forward and back at the hips. All the way out, you got some of that gold plastic. Not really gold plastic, but kind of copper, bronze, beige, tan. I know I'm listing a bunch of similar colors, but nothing is really nailing. It's probably more of a sand tan color. 90 degrees at the knee. You get thigh swivel, ankle swivel due to the transformation, and very deep ankle tilt. And yeah, so there is Lio Prime, or Lio Convoy, rather. This is the Lio Convoy. So let's go ahead and get him back into lion mode. So first thing we need to do is bring this section back. And then bring this backpack section up. And rotate this whole thing up like that. Flip up this section here so you can have access to those hinges, or those tabs, make sure you collapse that down. And from here, we'll take these two little circle pieces and just kind of lift up on his chest piece here. Open that up. Go ahead and take this head, rotate it 180, carefully fold it back, bring that down partially, rotate that around, and close that up. There we go. All right, so we'll take these, bring this back, or bring it down like that. There we go. And rotate it to where it's like this. Bring this out, bring out the claw, rotate it, close that back up. And this will come up around this way. And actually, yeah, bring it around like that. Bring down the robot mode hand so you could tab the main into the wrist here. Just like that. Bring this whole section down. There is a tab here, slot right there in the shoulder. And that will just should pop or tab in. Let's go ahead and get this other side done, and hopefully it will all fall into place. Bring this down. These will all interlock together after we tab them both into. Why is this being a pain now? Straighten that out. Straighten out the front leg here. There we go. All tabbed together. Make sure this is all tabbed in. There we go. All tabbed in. Rotate the thigh. Collapse this all up. Just like that. Rotate the ankle. Collapse the heel. Bring that down. Rotate. Rotate. Collapse on that double joint. Fold in the heel. Bring that out. Collapse it all down like that. And there we have Lio Convoy back in beast mode. And again, you can plug these up here on top of the main if you so choose. Or like you saw with my Hasbro copy, there are a couple of spots here under this section that these will both just tab into. So if you don't want a lion with main blasters, because why wouldn't you? Like, because that's awesome. Why would you deny a lion of that? Anyways, so if you don't want to, you can plug those in there. So yeah, let's go ahead and get into final thoughts on this guy. Alright, so as far as final thoughts go, I absolutely love how this figure turned out. Now, like I said, there are my complaints that I have. One, this is way too loose, I think, for the Lion Typhoon gimmick. And two, I wish he did come with all four blasters, even though the other two wouldn't fit in the top of the main, like where they're supposed to go. But I still think it at least should come with those, or, you know, the anime accurate blaster, much like the MP came with. But at the end of the day, it is still a beautiful piece, and I am so glad to have it. And again, it is unfortunate that some of the paint chipped off the back of the head. I'm glad it was only just a little bit, just teeny tiny, like, spots that you wouldn't really notice unless you were looking for it. But it is still unfortunate that it did happen. like I said, not the end of the world. It'll be fine. So, hope you guys enjoyed this video for the Takara Legends T-Spark, or I keep saying Takara Legends, and it's just what I'm used to, but it's the T-Spark 40th Selection Lio Convoy retool repaint of Legacy Evolution Leo Prime, and a damn good one at that. So, that being said, hope you guys enjoyed. See y'all next time. So long. Take care.